who is Zooming to us from Israel. Her name is Yale Anie, and I want to make sure she's on the Zoom feed with us. Yale, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Monica. Hi, Lee.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Isn't it wonderful that we can
from Israel
communicate with you in this
just
beautiful
in
way?
Real time like this. It's delightful.
Yes.
For the last 20 years, Yale has developed so many things, and in the process has devoted her life to healing work. And during that time, she's looked for effective methods to help people on a deep and profound level. Don't you love that? Her development in the field involved acquiring many supporting tools such as energy work, of course, trauma work, and systemic work. In 2017, Yale founded the Systemic Lab. It's a place for group and personal exploration of the subconscious, that's a big one, folks, and soul systems that affect us, and also for finding ways to change these in order to bring healing to our lives.
In 2018, all of Yale's accumulated knowledge and wisdom, it converged into a method called Karmic Constellation. So Karmic Constellation, it's an experiential, emotional, cognitive process that enables us to clear traumas, change our behavioral patterns, and bring about emotional healing. By applying this method, Yale students and clients can access previous incarnations and the Akashic records through the codes in their bodies and their soul's subconscious. All of this without the need to go into regression or enter a meditative state. Constantly aspiring to bridge that gap between the conventional linear world and the infinite spiritual world, Yale empowers her students and clients to connect to the infinity of their souls and to heal those parts in their body that are frozen in time. Yale is the author of 3 books, 2 in Hebrew, and the 3rd book about soul systems and ways to change our karma. It's due to be published in English within the next few months. So, Yale, we are so delighted to have you on Healing Wednesday. Welcome to the program, and tell us how your journey to all of this work began.
Wow. First of all, I'm so glad to be here. It's like a miracle moment for me. And I also want to say that, as you will hear, my life and my personal life and my personal development are all in touch with Kryon's channeling, but I'll come back to this in the middle of my speaking. So when I was in my 20s, I actually wanted to be a psychologist for organizational. And I went on studying psychologist and management and start working in a consulting organization. And it took me half a year to understand that no amount of money worth what I'm doing. So in my middle of my 20s, I had my first career crisis. And I went on seeking, what do I want to do? What do I want to be when I'll be a grown-up? And this seeking for whatever I want to be led me to this medium and an energetic healer. And when I went to her to a medium session, she told me, well, you have 2 options. One option is to go the path you are going today. It will be okay. You know how to do the work and it will be okay. And the other one is to do a change, to go to any kind of energetic session and start changing your life. So I did what every normal person would do, and I choose to continue the same path. No one wants changes. So after a few more weeks, I called her and said, no, I really don't like my life. And I went to her to an energetic healing session. I lied on a table, on a massage table. I didn't feel any energy, not like psychology session. She didn't speak with me. And I was actually sure she's ripping me off. She's a charlatan and I just wasted my money. But I really, you know that.
Yes.
Yes. And luckily for me, I really appreciate my boss. She sent me to her. So I said, okay, I will spend time and money and I'll give it a chance. And after 3 sessions, my life changed. And what you should know about me is that I'm a result-oriented person. So for me, what's really important is seeing changes in my life, less having insights. I had lots of insight, but they didn't change my life and I needed results. So I continue going to her to sessions. And a few months later, I had an awakened spiritual sensory vision, you can call it. I went to sleep, I lied in my bed, and suddenly a huge amount of energy came out of the palm of my hand. I remember I really it opened my hands, and I remember I told my husband, I feel like Jesus, because I couldn't move my hand and it was painful. Yeah. And it took 3 days. It went on 3 days. And for me, it was a sign that I need to learn energetic healing. I already knew I wanted to be a therapist. So I went on seeking for any kind of study. I was clueless in that world, didn't know anything. And a few weeks or months later, I had a brochure in my mailbox. The internet wasn't like today. So everyone sent on their mailbox. And it was a brochure, a flyer of EMF balancing technique with Tamar Genisher that both of you know. And I went on studying EMF balancing technique. And while I studied EMF, Tamar spoke about a channeler and an entity, the channeler called Carroll and the entity Kryon. And I said, okay, if Tamar speak of him, I'll go also. So I went into the bookstore and I brought the latest book, which was book 10, and start reading it. A few months or days later, my beloved grandmother passed away. And I knew I'd be there for a few days, so I took the book with me. And in the night of the funeral, I was opening the book to read, and the first paragraph was about people decided to cross over. And she wasn't so old, my grandmother. So I think that's when I started following Kryon and his channeling. I continue to study all kinds of healing modalities, energetic modalities, and also started to teach energetic work and do all kinds of meditation for going to the Akashic records. And what I found out that me and my student, when we come back, we have lots of insights, but nothing changes in our life. So I knew things about my past life. I even had insight about why it happens today. But I continue living the same life. It didn't change anything with me. And I was quite frustrated about it. So after a while, I put it aside and stopped working with the Akashic records and continue to do all kinds of other modalities. And I want to say that I mostly read Kryon channeling whenever he spoke about either changing the Akash or minding the Akash or changing karma. My body, all my cells in my body said, yes, yes. And even when you came to Israel and you spoke, I was like, yes, we can change our Akash. We can change our karma. And like, I knew it as a highly deep truth within myself. But after the energy went down, I was like, but how the heck do I do it?
Yeah.
It's like,
this is, can I just say, Yale, this
Yes.
is as soon as people hear this from Kryon, one, oh my gosh, it's a possibility. The very next question is, how do I do it?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
yes. So as I said, I'm a result-oriented person. So I wanted a tool that will tell me how, and meditation didn't work for me. And so I was still frustrated within myself, but I felt I don't have yet the tools to work with that. So it was like, I left it aside, but it was always in the back of my head. And in 2016, I became a facilitator and a teacher of family constellation. And in 2017, as you said, I have established the constellation, the Systemic Lab, which is a place of exploring by representing. And a little word about representing. Representing is about you becoming something else. So in family constellation, you can represent your parents, your grandparents. You become, by representing, you become your parents or grandparents, or even countries or emotions. In soul system or in karmic constellation, you represent the soul. You can represent vows from past life. You can represent yourself in past life, soul contract or soul lessons. So when I established the Systemic Lab, I was still in the format of doing normal stuff, like family constellation stuff. And what happened to me is I went across one of Kryon channeling about the Akashic records, and I was saying to myself, I wonder, can I represent my Akash? Can someone bring representation to the Akashic records and have not only insight, have any movement? Can it change his life? And the short answer is yes. The long answer is I dived into a full year of Systemic Lab about the Akashic records. And while doing that, I just learned the system of the soul and how it works and how to work with that. So after a year, like you said in my bio, I had the Karmic Constellation method, which I teach since then. The lab is still going on. I still explore. And I will say that your channeling for Kryon are a big motivation for me and inspiration. I explored in my lab the 24 chromosome. And I also explored, can we work with innate? This one, I still didn't figure it out. And the galactic family. So I take from you and from sometimes even from your guests, but also from books I read or whatever inspires me or question I have, I take it to the lab and I explore with representing. And this is how I have the lab. And Karmic Constellation is about, you always say, or Kryon says, it's time to change our karma. So past life brings us a lot of trauma that we still work with them. Or we have all kinds of soul contracts that were created in other lifetime when we were different people And we might suffer today because of them. So you can change your soul lesson. You can change your soul contract. If it's with children, you might not be able to undo them, but you can change the energy within them. And you don't have to wait your whole life to die and then go to between lifetime in order to start a new lifetime with this new contract. You can change it doing it today.
Yale, I just want to interrupt because everybody pay attention right now. We don't have to wait. This is doable now. This is part of the new information that so many are getting, and these teachers are getting, and she is getting, is what we've been teaching for 30 years. We now have the power to change these things that you were taught, perhaps even in metaphysics, that you couldn't change. Now it's obvious that we can and should. When I say should, if you want a better life, she is facilitating that. And this is the beauty of it. So Karmic Constellation will be for somebody who needs to do what?
Wants to change his life. And many times people come to me after they tried all kinds of other modalities and nothing worked. And I want to say something which is really great for, I think, in Karmic Constellation. So you can either do one-on-one session and then you represent everything, but you can do it also with the group, and then they will represent for you. And still stories from the field, from your past life will resonate within you and will change your life. And you don't have to meditate for that. And you don't have to know the story of your past life. And I'm not the one that will tell you. It's arise from the field. And for me, that is awesome, because I don't like that other tells me who am I and who I were. And when you work with your body, as many of actually your visitors told you, when you work with your body, when you change the feeling, the sensation, the emotion within your body, you change your life. So working with past life is not about changing the past. It's about changing the here and now and leaving the past behind.
I also want to add, if I may, because I know you said that this is a tool that helps us move forward from perhaps blocks and limitations, but I even want to venture and say that even if everything is working great in your life, I've come across many times when I use tools and it enhances it even more. So I feel that it's a tool for both clearing trauma, healing issues, but also even when things are wonderful, it's enhancing it even more. And that's, I think, the promise of the time that we are in.
I think it's really about cleaning house, if you think about that. And, from truly, I love what you said. You said that our past lives all represent different times, different cultures, different ways, and all that. There's no reason to pull that into today, and many have, just because that's the way it often works. This is so valuable. So what's next?
So, you spoke right now, and I remember that one time or many times Kryon speak about joyfulness as child. And I was always struggling with that because no joyfulness in my childhood and no access to other childhood memories. And then I was inspired to do a session, which is actually on my YouTube channel, Mind My Akash, to other lifetime that I was a happy child. And in 20 minutes, I can reach my other lifetime, take the resource from it, embody it within my body. And even though I here in this lifetime don't have memories, I can open my Akash and I can access this quality that me in past life had. And it's like 15, 20-minute session. And you can do it for yourself. You don't need a facilitator to do it for you if you don't want to.
Beautiful. Well, I would love, before we even had this program, Yale asked us if we would be willing to be guinea pigs with her technique, and we are willing. So are you able to take us through, and then that way our audience will see the process?
Yes, I'd love to. So as I said, we're working with representing. So I need you to bring for representation. It can be either sticky notes or markers. It can be any other object that you have around you. If you're in your office or something like that, everything is okay. We can work with all of them. And I want you to bring at the beginning two. One will represent yourself. And I will write with you. I will take sticky notes.
So we need a self, okay?
Yeah, you can write myself.
Okay.
And the second one, I'll use a pen, will represent the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll show you and you can put it, yeah, exactly. The way you want to, the way you feel.
Okay.
And again, what I'm going to ask you is to notice the sensation and emotions and feelings you have. So first, put your hand on the note you write myself. And you can close your eyes. You can stay with your eyes open and just notice the sensation in your body. Or any feelings that comes up. And you can open your eyes and look at your soul, what represents your soul, and notice what comes up. Do you feel better when you look at the soul? Do you feel worse? Do you feel connected to her or apart? Just notice. We're just noticing what comes up. And now take your hands off and put it on the soul. And again, notice what comes up. Any sensation, any feelings, emotions. And when you look at yourself, notice, again, do you feel close to myself or yourself? Do you feel close or distance? Do you like yourself or not? How does the soul feel, or how does it feel to represent your soul? Now take your hands off and let's bring two more representation. They will be resource. They will each be what can bring me close to my soul. So for myself, it's a representation of what can bring me closer to my soul. And for my soul, it will be what can bring my soul closer to me, to myself. And we will not put our hands there. We'll act as resource. And we'll put back our hands to myself. And notice if anything has shifted in